Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a smooth R&B drill beat for Ice Spice. Kind of like a Fisher remix, but it will work for people like Nems too. These smooth drill beats are definitely a wave right now, man, so my question to you is, do you think dark drill beats are dying? Personally, I still love to make them, but I just don't hear artists jumping on them as much anymore. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments and we'll get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to work on is the melody. Got the BPM set to 155, and to start with, I just want to create some sort of electric piano chord progression. So I've opened the DX7 by Arturia, and I really like this first preset. Hit F7 to go to piano roll. I'm not actually going to set a scale. I'm just going to try and build out some chords. Now with R&B chords, a lot of sevenths and ninths are used, and I'll show you what I mean. So we could start with a standard major chord, and to do that we can just go from the root note up 4 and then up 3. So that's just a normal triad, just 3 notes. Then we could go up another 4 and then another 3. So this would be a 9th, that's a 7th. Let's pitch it up an octave. Now instead of adding another chord here, I'm going to bring this chord back, and then we'll just find another note for this section. So we'll go from a major chord to, let's try a minor chord. So for minor chords, you just want to go from the root note up 3 and then up 4. Then we could build on that. So same thing again. Then we could experiment with inversions as well. So we could highlight a note and press Control and down. Let's bring the root notes down an octave as well. So we're just going from D to F sharp. So I like the sound of that, but let's keep experimenting. So without setting a scale, sometimes I'll just play around with the notes and see what sounds right. So let's try this. So I'm feeling that one. I'm just following the bass. So D to F. E sounds pretty natural, so we could build a chord from here. So I like the sound of this chord, but I think that will work better over here, because I'm thinking we could copy this one and bring this over. Something like this. Then we could add one more chord. So I like the way C sharp sounds. So what I'm trying to get you to do with this technique is to just really trust your ear. Sometimes I feel like when I set a scale, I'm stuck in a box. Like I feel like I shouldn't go out of that scale. But when you don't set it, you might end up using notes that aren't in the scale, but it still sounds right. And then all I have to do is just pick a note that sounds good and then build on that. So if I just go up from here, like F doesn't sound right to me, but E does. Could even build on it. That works. But yeah, I'm really feeling this progression, so I'm just going to make it a bit more natural. I'm going to bring some notes out so it's strummed. But then I will use Alt and R just to randomize the velocity. Alright, now to make these chords a bit more interesting, I've just pulled up Effects Motions by Arturia, and I've added this Magic Pad preset, but I'm going to bring down the mix. So this is what it sounds like all the way up. But then if I just bring it down to like 20%, just adds that nice second layer. Then we're going to add some reverb too. I think we'll add some chorus on this as well. Just with the mix brought down a bit. Okay, next up, I want to layer that with something. And it would be real easy to just copy the MIDI and paste it into a pad. But what I want to do is create some sort of interesting texture. So I've pulled up Mini Freak and I've got this Brandon S art preset. I'm going to copy the MIDI in, and this is going to give it some movement, but we're going to process it. So that's what the preset sounds like, but I've sent it to a mixer, and now we're going to use effects fragments. We'll just find a good preset. Now this could work. But we're really going to filter it out. There we go. You know what? I'm thinking we could layer it one more time with some sort of nice textured grand piano. So I've pulled up augmented grand piano. We'll just find a preset that works. You know what? I kind of like this, because we could wash it out with some reverb too. So I think I want to use this to create the counter melody. But we'll take out a lot of the low end. You'll see what I mean. But then loads of reverb. So we'll grab that plate reverb, copy it over. Maybe increase the wet level. And then I think we'd throw some delay on that as well. Like this double echo preset. That sounds hard. I think we'll just keep this simple and follow the chords. But not this one. Copy that. I think this melody just needs one more thing, and we could try some strings. So I've pulled up pigments. We could just use the 7 AM preset. And one technique that's really common and it's used in the Fisher beat is just to hold the root note. So I think for this scale, I'm actually working in F sharp. So I'm just going to hold this note. Simple as that. But to give it a little bit of movement, I've opened Gross Beat. I'm going to go to the side chain preset and then just bring down the mix. Just a subtle amount. Then I'm going to copy this melody one more time because in some parts, I just want to add some more movement to the chords or some more rhythm. And I'm going to do that just by making some cuts. Even that, you know. Okay, I've just rendered out all the instruments, copying the piano. I'm going to make this unique and then reverse it. Then I'm going to cut it every time the chord changes. But we'll get rid of some of them. Yeah, just like that one. Or maybe this. Okay, I'm almost ready for drums, but one last thing I'm going to add is just a sub bass. And you already know it's going to be the Dirty Reese preset in my Aquarius Analog Lab Bank. But this will just play in some sections like the intro or the bridge. We're just going to follow the progression. Crazy. Okay, and that's all I think the melody needs. And yo, if you like the look of all the plugins I've been using today, and you should already know that I'm a big fan of Arturia products, they're actually running a huge sale right now. So you can get the whole Essentials bundle, which includes the Mini V4, the Prophet 5, DX7, Mini Freak, Augmented Grand Piano, Analog Lab Intro, Effects Fragments, Effects Motion, Delay Tape 201, Rev Plate 140, and 5 banks, all for $199, and that usually costs $1,290. Or you can get pigments for only $99 when it's usually $199. I've used pigments for the strings in this melody, but I use it a lot when I'm sound designing for my pack, so it's a sick plugin. So yeah, if you're interested in those, I've left links to both of them in the description. It's a collaborative sale with ImageLine, and it's only running until the 20th of May, so huge shout out to Arturia and ImageLine for sponsoring the video. And let's get into the drums. I'm actually pitching everything down one semitone just to get a different vibe. Let's go for a different bounce. Yeah, just something like that. It's got a bit of spins 808 too, but I think I want to mix it with a second one, because when I'm trying to show you how to make beats like another one, we're not just trying to copy that beat, we're just trying to get inspiration from it. Let's add some bounce. And then this one, we'll just pitch them up. Right, then I'm going to copy it, but in this half, I'm going to mute some of them and bring a second one in. We grab the Detroit bass. Could just be those two. Same again here. But we just pan those as well. Alright, next I think we go to the Planet Drill bundle. I just want to take a count snare, but just use it sparingly. Those. Okay, next up we'll just grab a couple perks. I'm hearing this one. Just something simple. Let's have that repeat every 8 bar. Maybe a rim too. Even just like one. try something else as well. We'll bring this perk loop in. It's already synced to the BPM, so I'm just going to turn it down. I'm going to cut a lot of it out. I'm adding a lot, but when I start arranging it, it'll make sense. I'm going to add a drum fill, but just a really light one. I think that could work. Grab a riser there too. Just thinking a couple kicks on these first few. Okay, I've just split all of the drums. I'm still thinking of adding another section just to add my own style, but for now, I'm just going to structure this out quick. So of course, we'll start with the melody, and then we could bring the bass in, and maybe this percussion as well. We're going to add some delay to it. Add some reverb too. Just so it fits the vibe more. Cut them out there. We'll bring the count melody in. There we go. Then we'll bring this texture in here. Now this section here, this has the piano with that effect on it. But I might save that for this part and keep the normal one running. Let's have it alternate. For the verse, let's make a cut. But yeah, we need to keep this reverb on. Perk loop sounds hard. And then I think we'll bring it up here. I'll take these out here. Okay, I was gonna add a drill 808, but I really don't think this beat needs it, so I'll just be doing too much. I think at this point I can just copy it over from here. Alright, let's have a listen from the beginning. We'll just play it from here.
Cactus.
Percussion really sets the vibe. This one's vibey, man. And I love this Detroit bass coming in. Also added the camera flash too, signature sound. We've got the reverse chords. Just coming back to the bridge. So yeah, if you want to check out the huge Arturia and Image Line sale, I've left a link to both of them in the description. And if you want more videos just like this, then just click up here.